My wife left me for a younger man, taking everything, including my savings. When she realized I had already moved all my money to a separate account, she tried to take me to court, but I was ready. This is going to be a long post, but I need to get this off my chest. This is about my wife leaving me, taking everything, including my savings, and how I was prepared for it all. You won't believe what happened next. I've been married to Sophia for 9 years. We have 2 kids, and I thought we were doing fine. Sure, every marriage has its ups and downs, but we'd always worked through things. She'd been distant for the past few months, but I chalked it up to stress with work and raising the kids. I was busy too, but I didn't think much of it. One evening, after a long day at work, I was sitting at home getting ready to put the kids to bed when I got a text from Sophia. Now, let me tell you, my wife is not the type to send text messages unless it's something really important or casual, but this one hit me like a freight train. The text read, "I'm leaving you. I'm in love with someone else. I've already packed." Now, when you get a message like that, you don't immediately believe it, right? I thought, this can't be real. She's messing with me. I didn't even think to check if she was home. I called her instantly. No answer. I called again. Nothing. I started pacing around the house, trying to make sense of it. My mind was racing. Maybe she's just upset. Maybe this is some kind of weird emotional thing. But the longer I thought about it, the more it started to sink in. She was serious. That text wasn't some emotional outburst or a joke. She was leaving me. My stomach dropped. I couldn't think straight, but somehow I gathered the strength to go check the bedroom. When I walked in, I saw it. Her suitcase was gone, and half of her clothes were missing. Just like that, as if she had planned it all along. I had no idea what was going on. I stood there for a moment, completely stunned. I didn't know whether to be angry, sad, or confused. It felt like everything was happening in slow motion. My heart was pounding, my hands were shaking. I had this gut-wrenching feeling that I was losing everything, but I didn't know how to fight for it. All I could think about was why. Then it got worse. The next day, I went to the bank to take care of some routine stuff, and that's when I found out that all the money in our joint accounts had been drained. Every single penny. She took it all. At that moment, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. My stomach twisted into knots. This wasn't just a simple breakup or a fight about something petty. No, she took everything. Everything I had worked for. Everything we had worked for as a couple. I immediately called Sophia. No response. Again, I texted her, "What the hell is going on? Where's the money?" She didn't answer that either. Instead, I got a response a few hours later, but it wasn't what I was expecting. It read, "I'm sorry, but I'm done. I can't keep pretending this marriage is fine. You never saw me. You never gave me the attention I needed. I found someone else. Someone who actually sees me. I'm taking the kids with me, and I'm not coming back. Please don't try to contact me." I didn't know what to feel. She was telling me she was leaving me for some other guy. She didn't even say who he was. I had a sinking feeling in my stomach, and part of me didn't want to know. No, it felt like something inside of me was being ripped apart. For all the years we spent together, I never imagined this. I spent the whole night sitting in the living room, just staring at my phone. I called her again and again, but she didn't answer. I was angry, confused, hurt, but mostly I just felt betrayed. Everything I thought I knew about our marriage was a lie. Eventually, Sophia reached out to me, but not with any kind of apology. Instead, she said, "I don't want to fight. This is happening. I don't love you anymore. I love someone else. Please just let me go." I tried to keep it together, but I was boiling inside. I was angry at her for leaving, for choosing someone else over me, and for taking everything we had built together. But the worst part wasn't even that. It was the realization that she had planned this. She didn't just leave me, she left with everything. A couple of days later, I found out the guy she was seeing was someone younger, a man who didn't even really know her like I did, but somehow he convinced her that I wasn't enough for her anymore. I didn't know who he was at first, but all that pain I was feeling hit a new level of betrayal. I knew she'd been distant, but I had no idea it was this serious. I thought we had more time. She had taken everything, my savings, the money I'd worked hard for, and now she had my kids. I felt like I'd been blindsided, completely caught off guard. That's when I realized something. I wasn't just losing my wife. I was losing the future I thought I had with her, and I didn't even see it coming. I spent the next few days just trying to process everything. How could she do this to me? How could she leave so easily? And the more I thought about it, the angrier I became. She'd played me. She was ready to leave, and she'd already made plans with this younger guy. But what hurt the most was how easy it seemed to her. As much as I was reeling from the shock of everything, something inside of me clicked. I was done being blindsided. I knew I had to act, and I wasn't going to sit back and let her take everything without a fight. That account wasn't part of our joint assets. I had kept everything separate and legal. Still, the threat of her suing me didn't feel great. It was more than just about the money. It was like she was trying to take every ounce of control she had left over me, as if she was still calling the shots. Her lawyer didn't waste any time. They started demanding documents, filing motions, and sending me messages threatening legal action. And then came a bombshell. Sophia was threatening to take the kids away from me. She claimed I wasn't fit to care for them, despite the fact that I had been their primary caregiver for most of their lives. It made my blood boil. She'd taken everything from me already, and now she was trying to take my kids, too. At that point, I was beyond frustrated. I wasn't just hurt anymore. I was furious. Not only had she left me for another guy and taken our money, but now she was trying to destroy me legally. I started questioning everything about our marriage. Was this who she was the whole time? How had I been so blind? But I wasn't going to just let her have her way. I knew this was coming. I knew I had to be strategic, and I immediately contacted my lawyer, and we started gathering everything to counter her claims. I wasn't about to roll over and let her walk away with everything. I knew I couldn't get my kids back easily, but I was sure as hell going to make sure she didn't get everything I'd worked for. I started thinking about how I'd protect my assets, my children, and my future. This wasn't going to be a simple divorce. This was going to be a battle. The whole situation was eating me up, but I couldn't let it consume me. I had to stay focused. I had to fight back. I wasn't about to let Sophia walk all over me like this. She might have thought she had control, but I had a plan. And soon enough, I would realize just how far Sophia was willing to go to take everything from me. It turned out she'd been the one hiding assets, not me. And that wasn't even the worst part. As the documents were presented, the truth came out in full detail. Sophia had been transferring significant amounts of money to Sebastian months before we even split up. There were wire transfers, emails about property investments, even joint savings accounts set up under their names. It was clear as day that she had been preparing for this new life with him long before she ever walked out on me. Sophia's face was unreadable, but I could tell she wasn't expecting this. All that talk about me hiding money, all those accusations, suddenly they didn't hold water. She was exposed, and the room felt electric. Her lawyer tried to backpedal, but it was too late. The evidence was right there. But the plot didn't end there. Just when I thought I had won the financial part, something even more shocking happened. Sophia's lawyer tried to throw me a curveball. They attempted to accuse me of manipulating the kids, saying I was trying to poison their minds against her by showing them what was really going on. That hit me hard because, truthfully, I never wanted to drag the kids into any of this. They didn't deserve any of this mess. I won't lie, it was tough. I thought about my kids, about their future, and I knew this wasn't going to be easy for them. But then something amazing happened. The judge, after hearing all the evidence, finally spoke up. The look on Sophia's face when he said, "Based on the evidence presented, I find that Mrs. Sophia's last name has not been forthcoming with financial disclosure and has acted in bad faith regarding the children's custody. Mr. My last name, based on his history of caregiving and the circumstances presented, will have primary custody of the children," was priceless. It was like the weight of the world lifted off my shoulders. For the first time in months, I felt like I was finally getting control of my life back. Sophia, of course, wasn't happy. Her face turned pale, and I could see the anger bubbling up, but there was nothing she could do at that point. She was exposed, and she had nothing left to fight with. In the end, she walked away with almost nothing. No money, no full custody of the kids, and a reputation tarnished by her own actions. As for me, well, I walked out of that courtroom knowing I'd done everything I could to protect myself and my family. It wasn't just about the money or the custody. It was about taking my life back from the chaos she had tried to control. And that, to me, felt like the real victory. Did you enjoy the story? Want more? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more wild and unhinged Reddit stories. Your support means a lot and helps my channel grow.